Greetings. Welcome to Deschutes County 911's County College presentation. My name is AJ Franzke. I am the current training supervisor here for Deschutes County. I'll tell you a little bit about myself in a second, but I wanted to pass along my hope for today is to give you some insight into who we are and what we do, kind of what makes our wheels turn and what makes us up. We'll definitely, hopefully, get some provocative thinking going on from you, and then hopefully we can get you here into the center and get you some face-to-face time to ask all those great questions that hopefully will come up for you. I am 15 years with the agency. I started out with Deschutes 911. I was a 911 call taker, police dispatcher, fire dispatcher, a lead dispatcher after that, kind of akin to an acting in charge. And then I became a supervisor 4 years into my career. Spent a decade on the front lines as an operational supervisor, helping to grease the wheels, so to speak, move my people and the calls forward, support them how they needed while we served the community. And then just within the last year, I moved over to the training side of the house and now have a much better understanding of just how deep that iceberg goes. Training is a massive part of emergency services, does not matter your discipline. It is essential that we onboard people the right way, give them the tools to succeed, and then continue to develop, always looking for what is right now and what can we do to improve and do things better, keeping people safe. We're going to have pictures throughout. I think it's very important for you to see a lot of the fine folks that work your dispatch center here in Deschutes County. We have got a variety here from life-saving awards to some folks doing some promotional, getting released. We try and celebrate the good in this world that we're in, this emergency services world. We oftentimes will go out of our way to make sure others that are doing the job know that they're appreciated, and we so feel that from the public, so appreciate that from the public when those wonderful days like some of these pictures you can see here are there. Let's jump into it. A little bit about us as a county entity. Deschutes County 911 was formed in 1988. We are a consolidated center, so all police, fire, and medical, everything under the sun in our umbrella here in Deschutes County, including we've actually added behavioral health as well. We run every day of the week, every day of the year, every month, all that good stuff. We never close. We're always here ready to answer the call. We are that primary answering point, so we do handle all 911 as well as non-emergency, the 10-digit non-emergency number. I'll give you that a little bit later in case you don't have it as well. Make sure you can contact us when it's not an in-progress emergency. That non-emergency number is the most appropriate way to do that. We do have an allocated staff of 38 dispatchers, 6 supervisors, 9 tech team members, 4 admin staff, and then an operations manager, systems manager, training manager, and of course the director. We use chain of command, very similar to law enforcement and the military as well. We serve a population over 210,000 with some pretty heavy seasonal spikes. Summertime can definitely be one of those big seasonal spikes for us. 4th of July, generally speaking, is going to be one of our busiest weeks of the year as an example. We have 3 main classifications in the world of a dispatcher. We have the 911 call taker. That is the first job that you learn here, is to answer the phones, both 911 and non-emergency, be able to input a call into our system. And then the radio dispatcher, or a public safety dispatcher. Could be a police or a fire. That would get you your public safety dispatcher 1. They're the ones who will then put it out over the radio, alerting user agencies, fire, medical, behavioral health, law enforcement, whoever it need be, to go to the right spot. Public safety dispatcher 2, well, that's going to be somebody who's cross-trained, who can work the radio for fire and the radio for police as well. We do have some additional career ladders positions as well. You can become what's called a communications training officer. Again, training is such an important piece of what we do. We have a very dedicated team, work at a very high level to bring folks up to speed and make sure that they have what they need to succeed. We do let our employees know that when you start here, that this is a team sport, very much so, but each one of us is responsible for our actions, our abilities, and we have to keep them up. So we do a lot of continued education as well. Acting in charge supervisor, that's akin to somebody who's managing and watching the floor while a supervisor might be away. And then we, of course, have that supervisory position. 1 admin, 4 operations, and 1 training. That's the current position that I hold for us. We also have systems and GIS, our location. That's kind of more the technical side, but there are opportunities within there as well. Still be a part of the emergency services team here in Deschutes County. For certifications, we go through the state Department of Public Safety Standards and Training over in Salem. We have 3 weeks that we head over there to become certified by the state. That needs to happen within a year of getting hired. We also have International Association of APCO, Professional Communication Association. They'll do accreditations for us on a kind of a national level, international level actually. We also have the International Academy of Emergency Medical and Fire Dispatch that we become certified in. Those are our protocols to triage everything from a heart attack to a structure fire to a gas leak and anything else you can kind of think of within the medical or the fire side. Those are those certificates we get as well doing this job. We're CPR and first aid certified as well. Nice to have that under your belt if you're out there in the real world not working and somebody needs some help. We can jump in on that too, which is great. For funding, we're very grateful to the members of our county who voted in 2016 for permanent funding. We have a permanent tax rate at maximum 42.5 cents per $1,000 of assessed value, and we've actually not had to increase to that. We've stayed at 36.1 in the past 9 years. We work to be very fiscally responsible. We try hard to manage the resources with that budgetary component of what we do, and thus far we've been able to do a great job for it. We're very appreciative of the permanent funding, the ability for us to do what we need to do to make sure that this place is running at the top level to take care of its community and its people. We dispatch for all law enforcement, fire, and medical, including behavioral health here in Deschutes County. It's all about teamwork. We are that first link in the emergency services continuum. We're some might say we're the glue, kind of holding everything together a little bit. Always working towards a common goal: public safety. Every single one of these agencies, including Deschutes 911. A little bit about calls for service. Last year in 2024, we handled just over 273,000 total calls for service. You can see by my handy pie chart here, it's about 3/4 of our calls came in on non-emergency. That's that 10-digit line that people would call when they're not having an in-progress emergency, need to speak to somebody for some help. You can see that about 1/4 of our calls, give or take, are going to be actually of the 911 on the 911 emergency lines that have come in. And then there's that little sliver there that just about almost 5,000 abandoned 911 calls. If you're not familiar with what those are, essentially that is a call that has been started and ended very quickly, but information has been sent nonetheless. It's been received by our center. It will ring to our phones, and we're going to answer that and then call that line back when nobody's there. Every single 911 call that comes into the center gets called back. We want to make sure that on the other end, that was it an accidental dial or is there an in-progress emergency? Do we need to get some help started that way? We want our callers to stay on the line for us. We want to make sure that we can triage and vet that call and make sure there's no help needed. So we always appreciate that cooperation. Even if you accidentally dial, do stay on the line. We're going to ask a number of questions. We'll make sure that everything's okay, and then we'll cancel that call and we'll all kind of move on if it did happen to be an accident. Very police-heavy, police-centric for our calls for service. You can see 92% of our calls for service, and now that's 911 and non-emergency, are of the police nature. We have 6% of our calls for service are headed to the medical side, and then just 2% of the time do we have a fire emergency where we need to dispatch the fire department to go and handle and take care of that. This is what your dispatchers are looking at when they're on duty. We have a multitude of screens. I refer to it as a lot of real estate. We have a CAD system that is Windows based, and so there's a lot of space that's needed to work the system, so to speak. Make sure you have access to all the great information that you need to do your job. From inputting that call for service, all that good information in there, to utilizing your map. You can see it there on the right-hand side. We have our phone system in the lower right-hand corner, and then off the screen is our radio as well. So there's actually an additional screen as well that houses our radio components. The left side of the screen there, that's kind of more the working side for a lot of our police dispatchers. That's where we do a lot of the research. That's a massive component of the job of being a police dispatcher, and digging into CAD for all that good stuff. Let's talk a little bit about what to expect when you call 911. 911 is all about location, location, location. It's the most important thing. So the very first question you're ever going to get is 911, what's the address of the emergency? We need to establish where that emergency is so that we can then send help to the right location, to the right place. We're going to then, of course, ask what's the phone number you're calling me from. This is based on simple fact that if a call drops and I need to call you back, I want to make sure I have the right phone number to get you a hold of. I want to make sure I get back with you so I can keep adding information into that call for service, whatever's going on. And then that last phrase, Okay, tell me exactly what's happened. That's where we turn it over to the caller, and we let that caller hopefully be concise and on to the point of exactly what's happening, so we can start the wheels turning, so to speak, and get help going. We always encourage, see something, say something. We need members of our public to call us when something's not right. You need to trust your gut. You have an opportunity as a citizen to help save a life, stop a crime, report a fire, any number of things. So please, if you see something that's not right, you call 911. We want to know about it, and we want to send help that way. Deschutes County has had actively text to 911 since 2016. We always ask to call if you can and text if you can't. It's intended to benefit the kind of people who can't speak during an emergency. That could be a physical limitation, or that could be they're under duress and it's not safe. When people do text 911, we want to make sure we emphasize that first message should include location information to the best of your ability, and then what type of emergency is needed. We want to be brief and concise. We want to use full words when we're on text to 911. Abbreviations can cause misunderstandings, and we don't want that. We'll work very hard on our end to do the same for our texters to 911. Do stay with that phone and be prepared to answer questions and follow those instructions that are given by that dispatcher. And just information as well, at this time we cannot accept photos, videos, or emojis via text to 911. We are also embedded in Deschutes Alerts with the Emergency Preparedness Division of the Sheriff's Office. We might have alerts that could go out for a myriad of reasons. Could be emergency evacuations due to a natural disaster or similar. Could be a missing or endangered person. It could be a neighborhood emergency, hazardous materials. We as an entity will get those emergent notifications out. The actual dispatch supervisors will handle that. On a higher level, that will go over to the sheriff's office when there's a major long-standing event. We also, of course, always encourage folks to get over to Deschutes.org, get to those sign up for alerts. Always better to have more information than not, and everything has gotten so concise these days. The information is readily available. We really want to emphasize that folks have access to it, so please do yourself a favor. Make sure you're signed up for those Deschutes alerts if you are a resident here in Deschutes County. A little bit about who is answering your call. Here at Deschutes 911, we have an amazing staff. We have a multitude of different personalities, different backgrounds, but we all share a few similar beliefs. One is to serve. And everybody who you can see in these pictures, they're there for all the right reasons. We work very hard to be professional, to continue to develop our people, to support them, to give them what they need to succeed. 24/7, we never close, so there's always help at the other end of that phone. We are embedded in this community. We're raising our children here. We're actively a part of all of it. We have a very good pulse on what's going on, and we take great pride in being from this area, from this community. Our schedule, these fine folks, they work 4 on and 4 off with some 12-hour shifts. So we work very hard. We want to make sure that we smile and we laugh every chance we get. Hopefully you're kind of seeing that in a lot of these photos that we're taking. We do have a very intense training program. We start with an in-house academy, generally 5 to 6 weeks, and then we move to on-the-job training out with the dispatcher on the floor. That dispatcher is plugged in, hearing every word, seeing every letter that's put into our CAD system, that computer-aided dispatch, that brain, making sure those trainees always have what they need to succeed so they can continue to climb the mountain. And it can feel like a mountain. There's a lot of information to know. You want to be able to make the right decision in the right moment. Well, we do our best to supply people with the information they need to make those tough decisions in the moment. We had a number of certifications we talked about earlier. APCO, the International Association. We have EMD and EFD, first aid, CPR. We're certified through DPSST through the state. We also love to get out in the field and train with our partners. Anytime we can get out there and build relationships, put a face with a name, so to speak, because oftentimes we're behind a radio or a phone with our user agencies. So wonderful to create those relationships to help each other get move the ball forward, so to speak, help each other to have successful days and keep lifting each other up when we need to. Again, we try really hard to get out there. We can get over to the North Fire Station. We do a number of trainings out in schools. We'll do trainings at the airport. We'll be that radio component helping our user agencies get real excellent live training reps when they're out there doing the work ahead of time, preparing themselves and preparing ourselves for whatever may come, so that we're ready to answer the call and lean into it and help others. A little bit about the schedule. I mentioned very briefly, we do have 4 on and 4 off as our work shift. We work 12-hour shifts. So you can see here that we would work 2 day shifts, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., and then 2 night shifts, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. We do 4 days on and 4 days off. We do have what we call a pager duty, or an on-call person. Every day of the year, somebody's on call, just in case. We have staffing issues like any business. People need to leave the center for one reason or another. We need to be able to backfill. We have to make sure that we keep people in the chairs ready to answer those phones and work those radios, and we always do because of our strategic planning. Well, why we do what we do, I think some of these pictures are kind of self-explanatory. Some of the best days are the days that you never see coming, where you get a chance to maybe meet the family, where you help bring a baby into the world over the phone with them, or you get to meet a survivor who maybe wouldn't be here if not for your intervention with that caller on the other end of the phone. Some great days, some bucket filling days, ones that help lift you up. That picture in the center there, that's our recent second COWLS, Central Oregon Women in Law Enforcement, trying to emphasize the careers and the mindset out to the youth here in Central Oregon. Wonderful thing to be a part of. We participate in skilled job fairs. We'll go out to the schools. We'll teach kind of how 911 works and kind of who we are. We really want to get the message that this is a career. It can be a calling for people who want to serve. And it's a viable one. It's not one that I was aware of when I was in high school, but my job now is a big part of it is making sure that others do know this is here and it's viable, and you have a chance to serve and do good in this world for your community, for yourself, be a part of something that's bigger than yourself. Well, the 24-hour non-emergency number, I wanted to make sure you had that. That's 541-693-6911. That is the number to call if you had any interest in a sit-along. Ask for a dispatch supervisor, let them know you have that kind of interest. We do need to do a quick background check just to make sure, and then we'll get you scheduled to come in the center and sit for an hour. You'll plug in, get a chance to hear those 911 calls, get a chance to hear the radio traffic. There's no better way to understand how emergency services work than to get inside of a dispatch center. Also a wonderful way to get your foot in the door and get an idea if this is something you might want to do or have some interest, or somebody you love that might fit into this kind of mold. Get them in here as well. Our website there, Deschutes.org, 911, or you can shoot the QR code. That'll have access to the emergency alert signups. It'll also get you over to the job posting that could potentially be there. We're always on the lookout for excellent human beings. We want to get them in here and get them trained up to do good. So always be thinking about somebody that you know that has those kind of characteristics that might serve somebody well as a dispatcher. Please do follow us on social media, Instagram and Facebook both. We very much look forward to hosting County College for the tour. You be well. Thank you so much for your time today. Take care and have a good day.